Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Hobby Dude 007 channel. Well, I'm waiting on parts to dry on my airliner. Got them painted and be wrapping that up here very shortly. But I wanted to share something with you. I was kind of motivated and started looking for some in my parts boxes for some stuff for my next project, which will be a stock car. And I ran across my bag of replicas and miniatures of Maryland stuff, some things from Norm as well as from Parts by Parks. And I wanted to share some things with you that I think I know they're helpful for me, and they're a lot of fun, and there's very few projects I don't use some of these on, including the race cars. But let me show you what's available out there and what I've collected over time, and let's have a little fun. Stick around.
Coffee?
Yes, thank you. Wow, honey, that's the best coffee I've ever had.
It's our regular coffee. It must be the mug.
Why, yes, it must be the mug. How's your tea?
Oh, it's the best.
Wonderful. You know, everyone should enjoy their favorite beverage in Hobby Dude 007 mug. They can go to Teespring right now. Thank you for your support. Hey everybody, first of all let me apologize for the background noise. I'm leaving the air conditioner on and I'll try to speak up. Sorry, nothing but love for you guys, but I'm in South Carolina. It's been between 88 and the mid 90s, terrible humidity, terrible heat index, and I'm not turning the air off today. But I want to share with you today, we've all heard of Detail Master Model Car Garage. There's a lot of the detail companies, and we probably, just about all of us have probably heard of Parts by Parks and Replicas and Miniatures of Maryland, but I know there's some probably new guys out there that may not know about these two. So I want to share some things, and some things that have collected. I think Parts by Parks, everything I'm going to be showing you, there's still available, everything. But a lot of the stuff from Norm at Replicas and Miniatures of Maryland, a lot of it may not be in his current catalog. But hey, you can always ask. But there's still some awesome stuff out there. And I think the first thing I got from Replicas and Miniatures of Maryland was over 25 years ago. Friend Ricky Couch and I used to put together an order and send it, and then our local hobby shop carried a little bit. But when we got to Toledo every year, we would stock up when Norm was there. First thing I want to show you is this 125th scale go-kart. You know, I think it was the 1960 Chevrolet that was released by AMT not that long ago, has the twin engine go-kart in it. Well, this is the one that came with the AMT 63 Ford pickup. It's a 46 part go-kart, and it's got the aero strength. Well, wait a minute, you know what, let's just open this thing up here and take a look. Check that out. Isn't that cool? I'm gonna make a land speed go-kart out of it, and it's got all kinds of stuff. There's either a cover, or you see the canopy there. Well, really clean, nice canopy for the upper body. Or you can just build this as a single engine go-kart, and like I said, there's the cover for it if you just wanted to have it like it was sitting still. It's relatively the same frame and all that kind of stuff, and it's even got the pickup truck slats that you can put it on like the 60 Chevy does. Now this one, the tires though, you have the regular go-kart tires, but you also have these, you know what, let me just dump these things out here. You have the regular go-kart tires, and then you have these larger ones for the I guess aero type thing there. And some of the, well, speaking of parts by parts, I'm going to get a little out of order here. I was going to cover replicas and miniatures real quick, but let me show you something else. There's one of the wheels that comes with the thing, but let me show you something from parts by parts real quick. The original is supposed to have an exhaust pipe that sticks up here and a little breather, or a place for the air to come in, but I hope you can see that. I hope I'm in focus there. Check that out. This is one of many sizes from Parts by Parts, spun aluminum. And like I said, I hope you can, I don't know, I may be out of focus there, and I may be okay. You can see where I cut my finger in the, working on the real hot rod out there. But that's cool. I'm going to round this one off, and this is going to be kind of sitting up through there. And the other thing, Parts by Parts, this is going to be the single engine version, of course. And let me guess, I'll get this back in here. The other things, Parts by Parts, I'm going to be using, since this is going to be like a salt flat go-kart, get one of their wheels and tires. The discs, like you see on salt flat cars. And by the way, Parts by Parts makes these things in so many different sizes. I mean, these things, you can get them really big. I've got them on the car hauler I'm going to be using for this, is going to have them too. But check that out. Picture that rim being red and that disc being on that thing. Isn't that cool? Love it, love it. Anyway, this is one of those things, and like I said, I'm not sure this is in Norm's current catalog, but it may be something that if there's a request or enough requests, he may knock some out. You never know. But there's some really good stuff. Let me get this stuff reorganized over here a little bit. I don't want to get everything mixed up, so I'll put the go-kart over here. The stuff. And the other stuff, Parts by Parts, there's some great stuff. At one of the shows, as you can see, I got a bag full of stuff. I try to keep it separated. This is another cool one. I've been just waiting for that perfect thing to do with it. And after watching Tim at Throttle Power, I think I've got an idea of what I want to do. But this is a rat rod, overhead valve, straight 8. When's the last time you saw a straight 8, instead of a V8, a straight 8 engine? 8 cylinders in a row, and the stuff's in here to do the dual carb setup or just a stock straight 8. And this thing's 27 pieces, so it's a pretty detailed engine. And I'm just trying to figure out just that right rat rod or that right rod just to put that in. And to go along with that, I also got from Norm the aircraft style bucket seats. The old World War II style aircraft, the old steel or aluminum seats that you see in a lot of street rods, hot rods, especially rat rods. And just cool stuff. Now this is something I've used on a lot of stock cars. The old finned, I see a lot of glare. The old finned style drum brakes. And these are absolutely awesome. And check that out. They even come with the backs. Well, wait a minute, that's open. The backs, so you can see where right to the spots where the wheel cylinders are, where you would run your brake line right into it. So it's got a really good look from the back. And again, there's those great looking, and for a rat rod or something that had those big drum brakes all the way around, that's just perfect. Oh. Yeah, Norm has made stuff for a long time, and like I said, it's really awesome stuff. When you get into the level of detail on some of this stuff, these are your disc brake calipers. This is really cool because it's one of those, well, I'll show that in a minute. 2 4-barrel intake for one of the old 392 style Hemis. These are the Excel coils, and they're already in color and have the decals with them. These are valve stems. I don't know if you can see them, but they're really sharp looking little valve stems. And these are the Hemi valve cover boots. So you've got your little boots that stick down in the valve covers, and then the plug wires go into those boots sticking up. So really good stuff. I always stock up on those every time I get an opportunity to. What I was holding off on here was, if you're ever doing a flathead engine, some of those old style have the distributor up front, and it's called, I think it's crab. Yeah, crab style distributor, because it's mounted on the front of the engine between the belts. If I can hold it right, the top little piece, and I don't know, again, if you're seeing this, the top little piece up here is for the coil, of course, and you notice they're all drilled out, and you've got a V8, but this sits in the front, but it's the crab style, and these things are awesome for just about every kind of flathead you're going to do, because that's one of those great things that was on them. And next up is one of my favorites, and that's his steering wheels. And the steering wheels are unique because check out the wood down here. You got the photo etch centers, and even though it's resin, it's but it's real. Well, excuse me, this is photo etch, and this is actually, as it says here, with real cherry wood pieces here. So is that not cool? And it's already scored all the way around. Just pop that right out. You've got your center metal piece there, and I know this is hard to see, sorry about that. Very, very nifty stuff. Floor shifters with the boots. Good stuff, good stuff. And I got a lot of repeat stuff in here, so I'll try to avoid that. This is one of the, and I wear these things out. This is the 1/25th scale Goodyear Eagle stencil. Pop this down in the center of the tire. This mounts on it. Lightly airbrush. Boom. You've got, just like the real cars used to be stenciled on there, you've got it on there. And I've gone through a bunch of these things, so I stockpiled on them. Then, let's see, I get some of this. Here's the Hoosier. And you notice there's 4 different size tires on one, so you just put a little tape over each one and you can just knock it right out. That's for NASCAR. As it says, the NASCAR tires. And really, really sharp stuff. I don't want to repeat. Valve stems. There's the big, or excuse me, the small racing brake calipers. Some more of the Axle coils. And there's the disc brake calipers for large or modern caliper, modern package of 4 there. That really good stuff. And you know, in the middle of those 1950s cars, the taillights, they had the little blue dots. Well, there you go. Use your pin vise, make you a really small hole, drop that little blue dot right in there. Another pack of shifters, calipers. Oh, hey, 1/32nd scale safety net. So if you're building a 32nd scale car, that's a great template right there, or just use it. This one is the tire stencil for the 1/24th, and you can see it's been used a lot. Like I had the 1/25th over there a while ago. And this one is for drag racing tires. You've got 3 different stencils in here. For Goodyear Eagle, you got the big one here for the, let's see. You got the big one for the drag slicks. And if you remember those really small tires they ran at one time, let me lay them down here. It might be easier to see. That was for the other fronts, or like the Pro Stock. There's your big one for the slicks, for the Pro Stock front, and then for those top fuelers when they ran those little small tires there. As you can see, those things were cool. If I can get them back in here now. And like I said, I try to keep everything together. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera there, but I did. More of the Hemi valve cover. And they come in curved and straight, by the way. I do a lot of Hemis, obviously. The Resin racing style gas caps. And that's another one of the street rod gauge faces in photo etch, and the gauge is in both black and white. Side mirrors and door handles. You notice the little tabs that are on there, just drill you small holes, slide them right in. Highly, highly detailed. The back plates for the 40 Fords. Now that's actually parts by parts. That shouldn't be in this pack, but the salt flat discs. And Norm also makes some pre-drilled, some really awesome pre-drilled distributors, as you can see here. This one's got the tan base on it. Skulls, shifter knobs, and street rod pipes and exhausts. I've got plenty of valve stems. And that's more Hemi. And there's a set of regular, just round drums for drum brakes with the stems and the backings on them. So there's some great stuff there. And I've got some other stuff. Most of it's repeat stuff though, but really good stuff. But you can go online and check out Norm, and you won't be disappointed with the quality of the stuff. I will say this, that anytime you're dealing with any of the resin bodies, hoods, or things like that, you notice how flat and nice that is. His stuff is really to scale. This is very thin. It's not thick resin like some are. And his instructions actually tell you that try to keep them in a flat area. Gravity can, on resin, between temperature and gravity, you can really get a warped body. And you can see these are, well, that one's actually a little bit warped. And, well, it's not bad, not much. But that's where I've had it laying, or where it was laying. That probably had a lot to do with it. So I'm going to be moving this. Okay, let's see. Nah, that's perfect. So that'll glue right up just fine. There's no big deal there. But still, I'm going to put that back where it'll flatten back out. But you do want to be a little cautious with that. And the next thing is the parts by parts. Like we were talking earlier, or I showed you earlier, what I was going to use on the go-kart for the little discs, for the salt flat discs. And then here's some that are bigger. And the parts by parts make these things in a number of sizes. I want to say they do some dog dish that are actually smaller than this. And then they go up from there to, I think, almost like a 16-inch wheel. So they've got some good stuff out there. This is the... Oh, these come two to a set. And as you see on these breathers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 different sizes on these spun aluminum breathers. This is the one that's going on the go-kart. I'm actually going to put that in that pack with him. This is the other one. There's 2 that come in that size. There's another size along with moon tank straps and stuff. That's something I laid in there. Well, yeah, that's separate. And the other thing I really like about his stuff is the quality of the pulleys. Here's some turned aluminum pulleys. Now this is for a Chrysler 383 426 wedge, a 426 Hemi, and it's a 3-pulley set, and you've got a couple of belts in there too. This one's for the Lindbergh 61 Chevy. It's 4-pulley set, and I think the hoses, or excuse me, the belts are up there. Good stuff. 69 440 and the 440 Super B, 4-pulley set, and the belts. Some more of the discs. I think that one I've already used those. Yeah, I've used these pulleys, but I used a different belt apparently. And then he makes the spark plug wire, and some great, and in the Barracuda build, you remember I used one of his, and there's the coil over here, but I used one of his distributor kits. Orange wire, blue wire. Now these are air cleaners for like flathead. Check that out. Isn't that cool? Little flathead breathers. and they are very crisp. Even have the little lines around the edges. Really cool stuff. There's another couple of sets of those small breathers, and all of these are for a particular, well, I won't get into that, but again, here's one of the larger ones, and you can see, just like the one we used on the Barracuda. Really cool stuff. And they do make one too that's a little taller, like you'd see on a modified, so it's a little bit higher. But really, really nice stuff. And if you're not familiar with Parts by Parks or Replicas and Miniatures of Maryland, check them out. See what's new in the catalog. In fact, I need to go back on Norm's site and see what else he's got available right now, because I know there's some great stuff out there. And leave me a comment on anything that you have that is that you can use on about anything that you didn't see here, because I know there's other stuff that I haven't gotten, but I also know that there's some great stuff. There may be new stuff that I haven't even seen yet, to be honest with you. But I thought I'd share that with you. Really fun. Love it, man. It's terrible when you get so old you can't work a plastic bag. There we go. But anyway, cool go-kart. Cool go-kart. I thought that would make a nice land speed car for some reason. Just something goofy anyway. But listen, leave me a comment. Thanks so much for watching. I'll have the airplane up, I hope, in just another day or two. I had planned on having that already done, but you know how life seems to step in and interfere with our hobby sometimes. And that's nothing, no big deal. Just, you know, stuff I had to do. But thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video.